Police in Palakkad in Kerala have confirmed that an office bearer of the Popular Front of India, or PFI, described by the BJP as a radical Islamist organization, for the murder of a 27-year-old RSS worker. Now, Sanjit was reportedly hacked to death, stabbed multiple times in front of his wife, allegedly by 4 to 5 men on the 15th of November in broad daylight. Reports say police have also recovered the blood-stained, sharp-edged weapons used in the crime. But was it a political murder or personal enmity? Rickson Uman Varghese brings you our top story.
Cornered, attacked, stabbed mercilessly, and then hacked to death. 27-year-old RSS worker Sanjit Kumar was killed in front of his wife on 15th November 2021 in Palakkad district of Kerala. According to police, Sanjit was killed when he was dropping his wife to her workplace. A popular Front of India leader has now been arrested in connection with Sanjit's murder.
Arrest ചെയ്യപ്പെട്ടിരിക്കുന്ന വ്യക്തി എന്നുള്ളത് പോപ്പുലർ ഫ്രണ്ട് ഓഫ് ഇന്ത്യയുടെ ഭാരവാഹമുള്ള പ്രവർത്തകനാണ്. ഈ കേസിനകത്ത് പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട തെളിവെന്ന് പറയുന്ന ദൃക്സാക്ഷികളായത് ടെസ്റ്റ് ഐഡന്റിഫിക്കേഷൻ പരേഡ് അടക്കമുള്ള ഒട്ടനവധി ഇൻവെസ്റ്റിഗേഷൻ പ്രൊസീജിയേഴ്സ് പെൻഡിംഗ് ഉണ്ട്. അതിൻ്റെ വെളിച്ചത്തിൽ പ്രതികളെ പിടിക്കപ്പെടുന്നവരുടെ പേര്, ചിത്രങ്ങൾ ഇതെല്ലാം പുറത്തു വരുന്നത് ഈ സക്സസ്ഫുൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ട്രയലിനെ ബാധിക്കുമെന്നുള്ള വിലയിരുത്തലാണ്.
BJP State President K. Surendran had met Union Home Minister Amit Shah to seek an NIA probe into the killing.
I think you must have aware of two brutal killings by PFI, the Islamic terror outfit, in Kerala last 20 days. In Kerala, there is hand in glove with PFI, CPM, secret understanding between CPM and PFI.
A 34-member Kerala police team has been set up to probe Sanjit's murder. Several PFI workers have been questioned by police to find out if it was political vendetta or personal enmity. After the killing of Sanjit, BJP also held a secretariat march and demanded a fair probe into the matter. Kerala BJP chief V. Muralidharan led the protest and accused the state government of protecting the perpetrators.
जो PFI, SDPI type radical आइडियोलॉजी वाले एलिमेंट्स घुसकर ऐसे वायलेंस इन्फ्लिक्ट करते हैं लोगों पर, उसका बहुत ही डेंजरस इफेक्ट हो सकता है देश पर भी और केरल पर भी. तो इसके बारे में हमने गृह मंत्री जी से आग्रह किया है कि उसका जरा वो ध्यान दें.
Police officials also said that they can't reveal more details about his identity as it would affect the proposed identification parade and the course of investigation. With video journalist Singu Rajashekaran, Rickson Uman reporting for India Today.
So the Kerala BJP chief K. Surendran met the Union Home Minister Amit Shah, demanded a probe by the National Investigation Agency, claiming a sinister radical Islamist role in these killings. Joining me on India First are Rakesh Sinha, Member of Parliament Rajya Sabha of the BJP, Dr. Taslim Ahmad Rahmani, President of the Muslim Political Council of India, and M. Prakasan Master, the Kannur CPIM Secretariat Member. Rakesh Sinha, if I may, is there any evidence whatsoever to suggest that this is systematic targeting of RSS workers or cadre by radical Islamists in Kerala? Investigations will reveal this, because the CPIM, they've been saying this could well be either personal enmity or political killing. The BJP is politicizing it.
You know, this is not the first killing in Kerala. A large number of RSS workers have been killed, both by the CPN and PDF. There is a difference. Earlier, there was a difference between these two bodies. Now the larger number of radical elements have infiltrated in CPM. You go and talk to the senior police officials of the record. Also talk to the senior CPM workers who are genuinely communist workers. They would say that now they lost the control on the party's policies and programs because these radicals are showing pseudo commitment to communism, Communist Party, CPM, and its programs. They had taken over the party. They have taken over the party. That is the reason that CPM is defending this radical organization, saying that there is no evidence.
That's a very grave charge you've leveled. Let me get M. Prakasan Master to respond to this.
Just I'm completing one sentence. Give me 10 seconds.
Okay.
What's happening that this is not the first time. The background of this radical organization, that earlier a few years ago in 2010 perhaps, T.J. Joseph,
yes.
That time this organ was not formed, but it's, the organization, earlier organization which merged in the PDF, that chopped off the hand of T.J. Joseph. He was the Christian teacher in a school because he was illicitly selected a question which against the sentiment or religious sentiment of Muslims.
Fair enough. We'll get into the history in just a moment, but let me get Prakasan Master to respond to a grave charge you've leveled. Prakasan Master, sir, is there merit in Rakesh Sinha saying that CPIM has been taken over by these radical elements, PFI members? They virtually run and control your party and cadre.
You look into the political arena of Kerala, then you can understand that a number of comrades were killed by these RSS people in Kerala. You count the numbers who lost their lives by the attack of these RSS, then you can see that the number will come in double or triple than those who died from the case of these RSS people. We are the largest one who have lost the lives of our comrades. How can you say that we are doing all these things? Really, the RSS and other communal elements are killing us. We have lost a lot of lives. Then how can you say that we are murdering others? Murdering is never a program of our party. We are living for the people, and when these elements are attacking us, we are only resisting them.
Okay.
We are not a killing party. We don't admit this murder.
So was Sanjit killed in self-defense? He was on a motorcycle. According to police investigations, he was on a motorcycle. A vehicle overtook him in self-defense. 4 to 5 men came out of that vehicle in self-defense, repeatedly stabbed him in self-defense. Is that what you're saying, sir? Killed him in self-defense in front of his wife?
You are talking about this Fasal's case? Are you talking about that?
Yes.
Really, he was traveling by a bicycle for distributing this Tejas newspaper. During that time, he was killed. And the case was registered by the Kerala police on that, and the CBI was investigating on that. At that time, his wife, Mariyu, gave a petition to the High Court.
No, I'm talking about the current case. Sir, I'm talking about the current case of Sanjit. Sanjit killed on the 15th of November on a motorcycle, overtaken by a vehicle. But was that in self-defense? Let me bring in Mr. Rahmani. Let me get in Dr. Tasleem Ahmed Rahmani to respond. Dr. Rahmani, K. Surendran, the state BJP chief, says 2 workers of theirs killed by PFI, stabbed multiple times. According to the BJP, this is targeted killing to strike fear in the hearts of those who either support the BJP or oppose the CPIM and the PFI, sir.
You see, BJP is not a probing agency, it's a political party. So the charges leveled by a political party must be of the political nature. So we cannot believe until or unless a particular and specific investigating agency comes out and gives a clear-cut picture of what actually had transpired over there. But it is unfortunate, whatever the political killings, be it the West Bengal or be it the Kerala, the CPM and RSS is at the forefront of political killing, right from Mahatma Gandhi's murder till date. There are several allegations against the RSS for the political killings. So it's not I don't want to justify an unfortunate killing of an innocent worker. It is a crime. It must be proved. The guilty must be brought to book and they must be punished.
Okay.
I am for that. But that doesn't mean that you will keep on blaming one outfit or the other outfit. Some BJP people will say it is PFI, some will say it is a CPM, just because you are unable to make out your own political space in that state.
Rakesh Sinha, respond.
Your political
Rakesh Sinha, respond. Dr. Rahmani says the BJP, despite its best efforts, the RSS unable to carve a place for itself in Kerala, and that is why is trying to tarnish the image both of CPIM and of the Popular Front of India, calling it a radical Islamist organization. Rakesh Sinha,
Gaurav,
you are the government in power. Various allegations have been made against the PFI, including in Uttar Pradesh in connection with CEA protests. Sir, what concrete action has your government taken against PFI till date, if you say it's involved in a number of states, not just Kerala?
Gaurav, you also know the fact that RSS has been expanding in Kerala at the cost of the CPM. A larger number of those who are called proletariats, particularly Machwara community, they joined the RSS. That is the real threat to the CPM. Earlier, CPM used to execute these killings, but after the national campaign, you must be knowing 4 years ago, RSS made it a national issue, a national campaign all over the country. That embarrassed the CPM, which claims in Delhi the liberal democracy, faith in liberal democracy. Now, all these evidences declaimed this claim. Now the CPM is executing these things through the PFI. This is an unhealthy coalition between the two, alliance between the two, because there are common cadres in both the organizations. As far as Rahmani is concerned, I am really surprised that people like Rahmani is still in the PFI is justifying. On the one hand, it says that this is unfortunate. This is not a question of unfortunate or fortunate. This is a question of which organizations is executing. Have you gone through the PFI's literature in Malayalam? That PFI, I'm quoting its latest literature, it claims that through the use of violence, we should dominate Kerala. It claims that Kerala should be a Muslim state in coming decades. So PFI is giving agenda to the Muslims of Kerala to turn Kerala as a Muslim state in coming decades. It appeals the Muslim to increase the population. It appeals the Muslim to convert the Hindus. That's why even the Christian bishop has come against the Muslim radicals. The question is that Kerala is divided society, polarized society.
Sawant, give me some time. It's a very long subject.
Okay, Dr. Rahmani wants to respond to the allegations that you are making.
PFI. You must resign PFI. You are a liberal democratic person. How come you are in PFI?
Dr. Rahmani, please respond, sir.
That India Today TV, you claim you just announced your resignation.
PFI. Rakesh, I am neither in PFI nor in SDPI. I have resigned on 3rd of November already.
Oh, that I didn't
from
know.
SDPI.
I really welcome and congratulate you for resigning.
And secondly, I want to rebut your point that you see, you could not make any dent in the and your presence in the previous elections in the Kerala Assembly. You could not make any dent in the Kerala politics. And the same way, you don't have any representation in Lakshadweep. So you converted the Lakshadweep into a police state by implicating by enforcing the Gunda Act and CRPF rules over there in Lakshadweep. And the same way in Kerala, you are blaming at one end that it is going to be a Muslim state. Who says? And where it is? If it is there 25%, 26% Muslim population and they are winning the election, the Muslim League is winning the election over there, you are failed. Does that make any sense that it is going to become a Muslim state? With other tongue, you are targeting CPM, which is a popular organization, which is a popular political party there, and then you say that they are hand in glove. At one end, the radical, you blame that PFI is a radical Islamist organization. At the other end, you are trying to say that this leftist radical organization and rightist radical organization has joined it. What an impractical, illogical...
No, the point is, where is the evidence? And if there is evidence, why is legal action not being taken? That's the point I am trying to make. But let me bring in Mr. Master once again. Sir, from attacking, as Dr. Rakesh Sinha also, Professor Rakesh Sinha also put it, in 2010, Professor T.J. Joseph's hand was cut off to the hacking of Sanjit in 2022. PFI's name has cropped up multiple times in crimes. Its leadership has been a part of that banned organization, Students Islamic Movement of India. Why is the CPIM not taking action against this
give certain
against
details
these
to you.
elements?
There is really, I was informed from your office in Kerala that today's discussion is on Faisal's assassination. Really, what is going on is not given to me. That
Sir,
subject
I've
is
asked
not
you a
given.
question based on
because of
facts.
that,
We shot your interview purely on facts, on the latest crimes that are taking place that the BJP and the RSS say is political killing of their cadre. Kindly respond, sir. From
please,
Professor T.J. Joseph in 2010 to Sanjit in 2022.
You please give attention to my words. Hello, you please give attention to my words.
Yes.
I am a leader from Kannur. I am a leader from Kannur district. And you know that the discussion is going on what is happening in Palakkad district. I was informed that the discussion today is on Faisal's issue. That was the killing in Kannur district. Because of that reason, I admitted that I will be participating in the debate. Now you are discussing about this Palakkad case.
Sir, Palakkad also I am discussing. Professor T.J. Joseph also I am discussing. I am discussing multiple crimes that are under investigation. You may choose not to answer. You may choose not to answer, but let's not derail the debate as of now. You may choose not to answer, but let me put that to Dr. Rahmani. Sir, you have resigned from SDPI, but the point that Dr. Rakesh Sinha raises is whether it's Professor T.J. Joseph's, whose hand was cut off in 2010, to the hacking of Sanjit in 2022, PFI's name or the names of these elements are coming up in multiple similar cases. Its leadership has been a part of SIMI, Students Islamic Movement of India. Sir, should this organization not face legal and judicial scrutiny?
You see, Gaurav, since 2009 onward, such allegation has been leveled by the previous Congress government and then this present government. But there were NIA props, there were reports, the Kerala Chief Minister has submitted some report, they have issued some statement. It's more than 10 and 12 years. The same song is sung on every channel and every media house. But and so many investigating agencies, even the Supreme Court of India has ordered investigation and the NIA investigated, but nothing substantial could be come out from any of those. So now just scoring the political brownie points, you keep on targeting one organization or the other organization just to score your political gain.
Fair point you make there. Fair point you make there. It is for Union Home Minister Amit Shah. Because even in the Supreme Court, the government has informed that the process is on to ban PFI. Supreme Court has been informed. Rakesh Sinha, the ball is in the government's court. From anti-CA protests in New Delhi to demand for a ban that was raised by Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, several complaints have been made across multiple states. Supreme Court informed that action is being taken. Will action be taken? Remains to be seen. I've run out of time on this part of the show. Dr. Rahmani, Rakesh Sinha and Mr. Master, many thanks for joining me here on India Today. We will track this story very closely, but there's a big story and I want to leave you with that report. So ahead of Russian President Vladimir Putin's visit to India, the Ministry of Defense has cleared a very important defense deal. A deal to manufacture AK series assault rifles, AK-203 in India. So after a high-level meeting in the Defense Ministry, 7.5 lakh AK-203 assault rifles for the Indian Armed Forces will be made as part of Make in India. The Defense Acquisition Council today gave its approval, final approval for this 5,000 crore rupee Kalashnikov deal that will be made at Amethi in Uttar Pradesh as part of this joint venture.
AK-203 कलाशनिकोव सीरीज का एक बहुत आधुनिक और अपग्रेडेड राइफल है। ये 550 से 850 यार्ड्स तक इसका मारक क्षमता है। साथ ही साथ इसके मैगजीन में 30 राउंड्स इसमें फिट हो सकते हैं और अगर इसका वेट देखें तो इसका अनलेडन वेट सिर्फ 3.8 kgs है और जिस तरह से इसके मेंटेनेंस है, मेंटेनेंस का भी इसका जरूरत कम पड़ता है। इसके जो इंडक्ट करने से भारतीय सेना में जो 5.56 mm इंसास राइफल है उसको हम लोग रिप्लेस कर सकेंगे और हमारे जवानों को सबसे आधुनिक से आधुनिक हथियार हम लोग फ्रंट लाइन में दे पाएंगे।
And India Today's executive editor Shivarur gets us much more up close and personal about AK-203 assault rifle.
Look at this report I filed on the Kalashnikov AK-203.
The basic minimum when it comes to the army in the field. This is the weapon he depends on. You are probably familiar with the AK-47, perhaps the most recognized assault rifle in the world. Variants of the legendary Kalashnikov rifle have been a mainstay for decades in the Indian Army. The other weapon that has been widespread but problematic use is the infantry's small arms system, or INSAS, recognizable by its signature orange stock and grip sections. But the truth is bitter one. For decades now, the army has not managed to induct a fully satisfactory assault rifle in large numbers. Comfortable that it has chosen a solid, no-nonsense firearm for its frontline troops. But if the INSAS and AK-47s are to bow out, what replaces them? And more importantly, when? The weapon that will be adopted in the largest numbers is this one, called AK-203, which is in fact a derivative of the old AK-47 itself. Much more modern and fine-tuned for updated combat. Nearly 7 lakh of these are to be built in UP's Amethi district as part of a joint venture between Russia's Kalashnikov and India's Ordnance Factory Board. The Indian Army chief has signalled that after years in suspense, the India-Russia deal is all set to be signed very soon.
All-round development has taken place. We have signed a number of contracts in the last year. And these range from weapons and protective gear for the infantry, to the mechanized forces, to fire support elements, long-range vectors, engineer stores and equipment, communication equipment.
Now, what the Indian Army wants is for this particular weapon, a pretty worthy successor of the old AK.